Matt did his best really to pull an Ethan tonight. That's what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
I was an overachiever. I was early. I don't know what you're talking about.
He was there. Unlike the Trump January 6th text, there is a paper trail for that.
There's a paper trail.
What time did Ethan actually get in?
uh, like
Eight
8:40, I think.
40-ish, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple minutes before I predicted. So, you know.
Man, meanwhile, I'm sitting here like surfing the internet,
Yeah, that's funny. Wow.
holding off on drinking my beer.
Yeah.
Well, what did we keep you from drinking?
Sticky stuff from Cerebral Brewing in Denver. One of the breweries that we did not visit while we were actually out in Denver, but it's a double IPA with guava,
Okay, that sounds interesting.
What's guava again?
the fruit,
Fruit.
tropical fruit.
So a
Yeah,
tropical double IPA sounds
yeah.
Oh, we
Guava's
could have said
good.
anything
Yeah.
there. We could have said like, I don't know, it's like a small animal or something.
Uh-huh. Chipmunk.
Yeah, it's got chipmunk extract in
A
here.
chipmunk IPA.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, it's
Yeah.
got little floaties. It's got little chunks.
Oh, okay, interesting.
For those of you who are not on the YouTube, yeah, it's got
Looks
little
really good.
chunks. It's got to be the fruity goodness, maybe. I hope,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Hopefully
it's
that
really
and
good.
not something gross and
and
bad
hopefully
that
not
will.
chipmunk.
Yeah, hopefully not chipmunk. Yep, chipmunk parts.
Was that a
Nice.
Yingling, Ethan?
I was gonna say that too. I think I saw the lager.
Or
Yeah.
as they say
So
here, yeah, lager. Is that a lager?
yeah, so I'm all out of my nice beers, and we've had like a few little parties at our house over the last couple months, and people always bring beer, right? So we have like a ton of random beer in our fridges that needs to get drunk. And so since I ran out of my, well, I do have one thing left from our most recent other half pack, which is the lime rice lager, which I was just not in the mood for tonight. I'll probably drink that on like a really hot day. Um, so yeah, we just got shit we need to get rid of. So I grabbed a Yingling, even though it's not my favorite, but it's all right.
It's
So
I.
it's all right. Kyle.
I've got a milkshake IPA from Noda Brewing here in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's called Peach Life. It is very tasty, vanilla, peach, creamy. Definitely very good. One of the better ones that I've had from my milkshake IPA collection. Toddy
Yeah,
got it for
good.
me. So,
Sweet.
Man, I miss Note is always good for hop, drop, and roll. That's always a good one.
mm,
Or hop cakes, right? They do hop cakes
yep,
too.
hotcakes. Yep, that's a great one. Yeah, yeah. They're a staple here in Charlotte. Definitely one of the well-known ones. Um, I hadn't had a Noda beer in a minute though, so it was nice to get these and to get them. And then we actually shared a few because she got a 4 pack of this and then a 4 pack of a sour. I can't remember off the top of my head because I haven't actually had it yet. And we split it and shared it with Delvin and gave
Okay.
it to him. So yeah,
Have
shout
you
out
made it
Delvin.
made it to
Yeah, Dalvin.
Burial Brewing Company in Charlotte yet?
No, we
Like
have
I say,
not.
you're probably not going to a lot of breweries right now, but
Yeah.
um,
I mean, if it's a weekend, we'll go, but yeah, it's weeknight, not so much.
I put that on your list if you can. What about Ass Clown? Any Ass Clown brews beers lately? Just because I wanted to say Ass Clown a number of times.
Yeah, I mean, I love that brewery. I have not. I should just go to the brewery because I think the brewery is actually closer than going to Total Beer and Wine, where I could like pick up some 4 packs and things like that. But I could obviously pick up 4 packs at the brewery. The reason we didn't go a lot during the pandemic there was because it is, I mean, a little bit. I mean, it's definitely bigger than the size of my room. It's a pretty small brewery, and there's no windows, and it's just indoors. Like there's no outdoor seating or anything, so it wasn't like we felt really comfortable, especially at the height of the pandemic, like really going in there or anything. But I think that's a good idea, Matt. I'm gonna put that on the let's go check it out. Let's go see what's going on.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah,
Burial's good. Just
yeah,
saying, Burial's good. I
yeah.
know a guy.
I'm pretty sure we've been there in Asheville.
Yep, they're in
So
Nashville.
yeah, it'll be new here, obviously, but yeah, the I don't even remember the last one we went to because we've been traveling so much, but um, Yeah, we'll get out soon. What's up, Podcat?
The podcast.
What does the Podcat think about Aaron Judge's chances of breaking not just Roger Maris's Yankee record of 61 home runs, but Barry Bonds' major league record of 73? And I don't care what the asterisk people think. Barry Bonds holds the record. Okay.
Podcasts all in on breaking Maris's record, but not on Bonds.
Ooh, okay. Even though as of today, Judge is on pace for 67. I know that's not 73, but
Yeah. I mean, he's also starting to walk a lot more. I mean, what they walked twice so far today.
yep.
There's
Yep.
going to come a point where some people are just going to stop throwing to him.
That's
Now,
think
what I
he's
will
reached that point.
say, what I will say that I think is remarkable about this is how the gap between Judge and I think Schwarber is number 2,
Mhm.
and the fact that this is a this is a dead ball year, and the fact that he's still spanking them left and right,
Well,
to me makes it a little bit more impressive this year. I don't know.
I think that that's absolutely right, and I also think that the thing with Judge is he's kind of unique in baseball history, being 6'7", 280, and like, yeah, he can go into a really bad slump, but also he can hit a home run easier than like anybody in history. Like he barely has to touch it and it can go out. And so the thing is like if he got onto a really hot streak that lasted for like the last month of the season, I mean, who knows how many homers he would hit in like one really, really super hot month, let alone the rest of the year. Like, I mean, it's feasible that if he was, had like really good streaks all year long, it's honestly, I think it's feasible that he could break, not necessarily this year, but he could break Bonds' record easy, I think. Like if he stayed healthy and if he like didn't have too many bad streaks. I know we're talking about like a real career amazing year, even better than this year, which seems unlikely, but like the ease with which he can hit home runs is pretty unbelievable.
Well, what's how many homers did he hit in July? He just won his second AL Player of the Month award. He also won it in May.
Yeah.
So he's had 2 incredible months already, enough to earn him recognition for an award. While one of you are looking up how many home runs he hit in July, I was throwing out the absurdity to Toddy the other day about because so Judge has 43 home runs right now, right? 43 home runs right now. Babe Ruth, when he hit 60 homers in 1927, had 43 homers going into September
Yeah.
and hit 17 home runs that September. And like, that's
Yeah.
what you're talking about, Ethan. Like, get super
Exactly.
hot like that for 1 month, hit 15, 16, 17 home runs like Ruth did. Like, it's
Yeah.
certainly possible. And it's just, I don't even know if you, like, at this point, does he, to get to Bonds,
13, 14, 13,
13.
13 in July?
13 in July.
Yeah. So yeah, he'd need to have a pretty big. He'd need to have like a 15 homer August.
Yeah, if he
That
does
would-
that,
that would-
then he's up to like 58,
Yeah.
right? And then if he
Now
does,
remember, he's 30,
yeah,
and the Yankees are probably going to. I mean, they're playing him in right field more now to limit his time in center.
yeah, which is
Mhm.
good.
He's going to get rest days built in there.
Yep.
And you guys talk about hot months as in streaky months, but remember,
Yeah, he might
this
have a
year
bad
the
month.
season is delayed a couple months or a couple days, so he will get into colder weather. He'll have more regular season games in colder weather when the ball's not flying as much either.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah,
point.
but the schedule didn't get pushed back any further.
It's I thought they pushed it back.
No, that's why they've had all these double headers. That's why they had that double header in Houston the Thursday after
okay.
the All-Star break.
Well,
They
then
didn't
I'll say-
they didn't adjust the end of the regular season. They just tacked the games on and said that's what you get for holding out on us.
I thought the last season's series of the year, the Texas series, was going to be originally their opening series.
Nope, the original opening series was the Houston series. Yeah.
Well, still, it's into the first week of October, so it's 1 week later than most normal regular seasons go.
Yeah, that's true.
Than they ever have before. This is, we're gonna be starting playoff baseball later than we ever have. Oh, and by the way, there's more.
True. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
So they
hopefully
might
not
wanna
more
rest
for the
them even
Yankees.
more.
Hopefully they get the bye.
Yeah.
Who's passing the Yankees? Fuck the Astros.
I think the Dodgers actually have the better record right now in baseball.
By percentage, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Wow.
But the Yankees are the first to 70 wins. So.
Right.
Watch out, especially now that they've got .1 WAR Joey Gallo. The Dodgers are going to go streaking.
Yeah, right. Oh, I watch it. He's gonna. Speaking of 15 homer months or 13 homer months, watch him do that with the Dodgers in August.
No. I'm not even worried about that. I'm worried about Colin's scenario from 2 months ago. He's going to be the big bat off the bench that hits a home run against the Yankees in the World Series.
Oh,
Fucking piece
God.
of shit.
Oh my God. I would be so mad. I could see that happening.
And like these things are so head scratching for me because like I mean I know LA is not New York in the media sense, right? Like there's the East Coast bias and all that type of stuff, but LA is certainly not a small city, and the Dodgers are a pressure cooker. Like it's just so weird that he would go from one really high pressured situation which he clearly did not like or couldn't handle or a
Yeah.
combination of it all and went to another one. And again, maybe because of the East Coast bias, like we'll never hear of it again and it'll be great for him and he will play well with the Dodgers over the stretch, and then who knows where he's going to go next year as a 29-year-old free agent. But it's just weird to me that he would get dealt to the Dodgers of all teams. Like I just thought it would be like the Brewers or
Yeah, a legit small market.
Yeah,
Some sort of smaller market. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just weird. I mean, good
They
for
think
him.
They can fix him. They think they can pull a Clay Holmes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but does he think that? Like that's the part I don't get. Like
Obviously,
he just did that interview where he said he didn't even go out into the streets because like people are terrible to him and everything. Like I'm not saying Dodger fans are going to be the same way that Yankee fans are and rude and scary like that, but like
no, Dodger fans are only scary if you're a Giants fan.
Yeah,
Wait, were
It's not out
Yankee
yet in the
fans
parking
were
lot.
like giving him shit in like public?
yeah. He like did an interview saying that he wouldn't leave, go out and he just basically shut down his life because
Oh, that's fucked up.
kind of the Roger Maris treatment,
Yeah. Yeah, Yankee fans.
Yeah, but
suck
Gallo's got
sometimes.
nice hair.
Yeah, and I don't know that he necessarily lost it, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It's just strange. We all expected it, but
Yeah.
yeah. Let's just hope that Frankie Montas is not another Joey Gallo or a Sonny Gray
Or Javier Vasquez.
Javier Vasquez.
See, I was thinking about this, like, it's kind of backwards from what we would want in a sense. We get all of these, we'll do these like unheralded signings and things like this of like nobodies who end up having like really good years, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then when we make these big trades for people who are like really good and in their prime and we have high expectations, they fucking suck.
Yeah.
And I'm generalizing, right? That's not going to be like consistent across the board, right? In all of history, but I mean, Gray, Gallo, and Vasquez, those are three really big ones. I think Vasquez was a free agent, but still, those are three really big ones. And then you've got like Matt Carpenter, who was 36 and washed up and had done nothing and was horrible for the last couple of years, and now he's doing what he's doing. Fucking Gio Urshela, Luke Voigt. I mean, those are just the recent ones, right?
Washington National, Luke Voigt.
Washington National, Luke Voigt.
Right.
Yeah, Kyle just told me before. Yeah.
But I mean, they're not all bad. Stanton's okay.
Yeah, Stan was a mid-season.
Been fine. Yeah.
No, it wasn't. He wasn't mid-season.
I'm saying he wasn't.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that's different or not from what Ethan was saying, but
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I was thinking of trade deadline deals, but I mean I guess that counts. So that is a point in the opposite direction, right? Which Stanton, he hasn't been as good. I was looking at his numbers,
Yeah, he's got like one WAR this year so far.
Yeah, and just in general, like his Marlins years were generally better. But also, shit's been weird the last couple of years with COVID and stuff. But no, I mean, he hasn't been like a huge bust, right? He hasn't been a bust like Gallo or Gray. So, yeah.
Yeah. I would have to think really deeply on this, but off the top of my head, one of the last real trade deadline impact player that the Yankees got. Um, I'm not gonna throw Jerry Hairston in there from the '09 team. I'm gonna say David Justice on that
Okay.
2000 team. That was a real impact. Like juiced them up. He led them. He was the ALCS MVP that year. They won the World Series and everything. But I wonder across the league how often does a Justin Verlander actually really catapult?
Yeah.
You know,
Or
we
like
know
a
it happened
CC
with we know it
Sabathia.
happened with Verlander. We know it happened with Cliff Lee because that directly affected the Yankees both times.
Yeah, right.
But how often do you get somebody who like actually carries you to the promised land and gets you to where you want to be? Because everyone's making trades, right? Everyone thinks that they're getting way better, but
I mean, do you think the Cubs win the World Series without Contreras? Not Contreras,
Was
Chapman. Sorry.
Chappie. Yeah,
Chapman.
that's a good one. That's a good recent one.
He was a deadline deal, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's
From the
right.
Yankees.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. And then we went and signed him after. That's right.
Yep.
I
That's how we
remember
got Glaber. Yeah.
that. That's right. I remember. Yeah, that was Glaber. Glaber was
Yep.
Chapman. Okay, I forgot that.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good recent one
Yeah,
there.
that's a good one. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. So Glaber or Chappie to the Cubs, Verlander to the Astros.
Was Chris Sale? Was he just a free agent signing for
Free agent.
Boston? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Didn't Schwarber go to the Nats the year they won?
Is that right? I don't know.
He might have. Yeah. He definitely played with them. I don't know if that was a deadline deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd have to do a little bit more research,
Yeah,
but I was just thinking about that, like
Yeah.
how much it's just it's
Well,
it's
there are
romantic. It's romantic to say like, yeah, we got way better and this person's going to take us to where we want to go. Now I think the Padres have a legitimate case with that in Juan Soto, since he I think I saw a tweet that he's the only player on the Padres with any World Series experience or World Series title at the very least, and
Yeah.
he's 23 years old.
And
So
they're still hoping to get Tatis back. I think this year they're hoping to
yeah,
have him back. Who knows?
yeah,
Who knows if he'll be able to play at his normal level after breaking his wrist twice. That'll be interesting to see. It would be really disappointing if he never again achieves like what he did, these first couple of years, just
yeah,
because of two. But it seems to me that like, I mean, I guess I don't know. I'm obviously not like an orthopedic surgeon, but breaking a wrist twice as a baseball player, I mean, your wrists are pretty fucking important. I don't know.
yeah.
I mean, I guess people come back from Tommy John and it's no problem. So maybe
Sure.
a wrist thing is also super easy these days. But can you imagine if Tatis does get back to his level and you've got Tatis, Soto, and Machado in their primes all on the same team? It's fucking insane.
Yeah, yeah. I
Holy
love it.
shit.
I think
I love it. Yeah.
yeah. The Padres and the Mariners, they're on my good side right now.
Yeah,
For
fucking going
like,
after something.
yep. And the Nationals and the unsurprisingly, the Baltimore Orioles are not on my good side
I
right
think
now.
have we shat on the Orioles more than like any other franchise on this podcast? Like even more than the Red Sox. I guess because the Red Sox, it's a given that we all hate them. But I feel like
And
we've
they
shat on
suck
the
this
Orioles
year.
more. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the O's it's not, they're not going for it this year. I don't know. Like, they must think they don't have a chance to win the World Series, so they're not going to expend capital yet.
Yeah, but like you could have, they're a game over 500 right now. I mean, to trade Trey Mancini, like they could have at least tried to be in contention and do something exciting for the fan base. Have like a playoff race, you know?
Yeah, and it's such a cop out to say that we don't have a chance to get to the World Series when Major League Baseball's playoffs have become such a crapshoot
Yeah,
that all you
exactly.
have to do is get in.
The
Yeah,
Cardinals
but
were
do you think
like
they're going to beat
84
either the Yankees or the Astros in a series?
It could happen. It would
It could.
surprise absolutely nobody.
No.
Yeah, dude, the Cardinals were 84 and 78 in 2011, I think, when they won the World Series. Let me look at who they beat.
Yeah, but they weren't coming off
Rizzo.
They weren't coming off 2 100 loss seasons in the last 5.
Yeah, that's fair.
They didn't have only like Mullins and Mancini in their lineup. They still had a stacked lineup.
Oh, it wasn't 2011. What's the year I'm thinking of? Or who am I thinking of? They were 90 and 72 that year. Oh, it was 2006. It was that year.
Yeah.
83 and 78, and they won the World Series. fucking insane. Um, who did they beat?
And there's nothing I just at this point in sports, there's nothing wrong with it. Like there's nothing wrong with the fact that there's probably going to be a what can you finish 500 in the NFL now with the amount of games? No, yeah, there's an odd
It's an
number
odd
of
number of
games
games.
now.
17 games, right?
So there could be someone who finishes under and makes the playoffs.
Didn't
And
that
and
happen a couple years
sometimes
ago? Didn't we have a 7-9 team in the playoffs a couple years ago?
yeah, and I'm not saying just make the playoffs, but could win the Super Bowl. You get a hot Eli Manning or something in the playoffs, like you win the Super Bowl, right? The Giants were 9-7 that second time they won the Super Bowl with Manning. Like that's nothing to really write about, to the regular season at least and everything. Like it's just for me, it is another example of a baseball team that cares more about profits than they care about the on-field product and the fans who support the game.
I mean, I'm still going. I think it's just like what Means is still on the IL for the rest of the year, right?
Yeah, he's
Like
got Tommy John.
name a starting pitcher on the Orioles right now. Like there's no way they put it together for multiple playoff series. I think it's a strategic move. I think they're saying we're going to wait, we're going to amass a little bit more capital, and we're going to go after the next couple of years.
Matt, have you secretly obtained ownership into the Baltimore Orioles?
Capital meaning player capital, not money capital.
No. I mean, I get that point, but I still think it's disappointing. I don't know. But I do take your point. And I will say really quickly, I looked it up. This is more to your point, Matt. In 2006, that year that the Cardinals won the World Series when they were 83-78.
Donaldson, two-run homer.
Oh, nice.
Tie game.
The NL was very weak that year. The Mets were 97-65. They were the only team in the NL that won 90 games. The highest win totals other than them were the Padres and the Dodgers, who won 88. The AL had some good teams, 97, 96, 95, 93 wins. So, they had to beat the Tigers in the World Series, who won 95 games. But, there wasn't a juggernaut that won 100 and some games or anything like that.
Were those the Jim Leland walrus mustache Tigers?
Yep. I believe so. 2006 Tigers, yeah.
Maglio.
Yeah, it was Jim Leland. Yeah, Jim Leland.
Maglio Ordonez hit the walk-off versus Oakland in the ALCS.
Oh, wow!
Because they beat the Yankees in the division series. That was the year that 2006. That was the year that Torrey batted A-Rod eighth in the lineup in an elimination game of the playoffs.
Why was that again? Was he slumping that bad?
Because he sucked most years in the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, whoa. First off, that is not true at all. He was really good with the Mariners, and he was really good. He was like the best hitter on the team in the 2004 ALCS.
And didn't he carry us in like 09 or 07?
In 09, yeah, to the World Series. Yeah, for sure. He was probably horrific in 05, 06.
Yeah.
07. But I think he was decent after 09. Never as good. But let's stop the slander.
But in 05 and 06, how was he doing in the playoffs in 05 and 06?
Yeah. No, I'm sure he was batting like 058 or something.
I mean, I know that was the targeted comment. I got
it's just like it's obviously. I think like if you would ask Torrey to go back in time, like I don't know that him and A-Rod had a great relationship, but like to bat your number 4 batter, 8th in the lineup.
Yeah.
What kind of message does that really send?
Colin's still salty because he was, instead of leading off against the Auburn Maroons or whatever, he was batted 9th that game and we lost. That's
I don't know.
We were undefeated.
I think it's weird that like, and it's to this day there are so many Yankee fans who like really hate A-Rod, and it seems like he really did not have a good relationship with the organization. And I don't know all the details, of course, but like, it seems really strange to me. The dude is like one of the 20 best players in history. Like he was fucking amazing. I
think he's like probably top 7.
Yeah, probably. And like we had him for like a lot of his prime years.
Yeah.
Granted, he didn't perform as well as he did in his younger years, right? We got him at age 28, and I mean in '05 and in '07 he was really amazing, and in the rest of the years he was kind of just like good, but or very good, you know. But I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to me that there are so many Yankee fans who will like shit on him. Like I
Okay,
don't know.
well, and Colin, I am truthfully not saying this to poke at you, but he was also a truly terrible teammate and
Yeah.
member of the team.
What details do we know about all of that though? Like I
Just
mean,
go watch the baseball bits 20-minute video on why A-Rod was such a bad teammate.
I mean,
baseball bits.
he admits to it too. Like I listened to a recent podcast that he was on, and he talks about that suspension like changed his life. He was just he was a terrible person, up until then. Pretty much overall. Like I mean, he definitely cared, but he didn't have any self awareness.
Well,
And
and that's
he was phony, and
that may be a good way to describe it, Colin, because just whether it was, I mean, as far back as time in Seattle when he's throwing Griffey under the bus for MVP votes,
yeah,
or the tossing baseballs with his number on it to girls in the crowd during a playoff game, like
yeah.
he's made kind of just some truly baffling decisions where it's like, holy crap, man, what are you thinking? Like, are you
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying he can't be redeemed. I mean, there was one of your other favorite athletes was known as a truly horrendous teammate for the first half of his year, and then he became revered, and that is Kobe Bryant. Was known as a very bad teammate for the first half of his career, and had some questionable off-field conduct as well. But by the time he retired, he was nearly universally loved,
Yep.
and he put the work in to do that. Whether it was his work on the media and the acting and the filmmaking side, whether it was his work charitably, whether it was his work with his younger teammates.
Mm-hmm.
And he pretty
He built that
impressively,
self-awareness.
and that's tough for me to say because I like poking fun at you, but I mean he did the work.
Yeah.
And I think the reason I say that is that, and I'm going off on a tangent here. They interviewed an author who wrote a book about Kobe that was in the process of being published when he passed away. And the author was talking about how difficult it was because his book detailed some of the poor things and the poor choices he made early in his career.
Is it Perlman?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that, like, essentially he's like, I mean, I want it to be a compendium of Kobe, so I have to publish it, but people are going to see me, like, they're going to read this book and think I'm shitting on him for the first half of his career, but I'm not. I'm trying to capture him.
I mean, Phil Jackson walked away from the Lakers because of Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
And obviously they had a reconciliation as well, but that's all you need to know.
So anyway,
Matt, what is this baseball bits video? I found one on YouTube, but it doesn't say baseball bits, but it says, why does everybody hate Alex Rodriguez?
it's like 20 minutes long.
It's 30 minutes long.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. It's the YouTube channel is Baseball Doesn't Exist.
That's it. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Baseball bits is the other one I'll watch where it'll just do like goofy statistical dives into like random players, like how special Adam Dunn was, or how lucky the Yankees have been with their center fielders over decades.
Yeah.
About how we've had a number of truly game-changing center fielders.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll have to check that video out. Interesting.
So it does go into a lot. And again, it's not that to answer your question why a lot of Yankee fans should I don't think they completely think of everything in that video in their heads. I just think
I doubt it. Yeah.
I think his failures were amplified so much more than his successes because no one's going to remember. I mean, was it 2009 where I think it was the ALDS that year where he batted something like 400 or 500 with a couple home runs.
I think he did in RBIs. I think he did like across the board. He hit high 300s, 400s in the playoffs.
People aren't going to remember that. People aren't going to remember he won 2 MVPs. People aren't going to remember that
3 MVPs.
3 MVP. Well, 2 of the Yankees, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. People aren't going to remember that. I remember he even had that blip when he came back from the suspension where for half a season he was getting MVP votes, right? Like, like people aren't going to remember that. They're going to remember like Madonna in the center of him painting of himself, and he announced his contract during the World Series, and Derek Jeter thought he was mean, and
Yep.
like
Yeah.
Because
anyway.
because his repositioning happened too late in his career. Like Kobe's happened like basically halfway through his playing career. And so he had another 10 years of repairing that image. Whereas A-Rod had the first, like you mentioned, Matt, the first half of 2015 when he was killing it, the rest of 2015 when he was starting to fade. And then by August of 2016, he never played another Major League Baseball game. And like, yes, he's continued to repair his image on Fox and, in the media and, things like that. But it's just not the same as like being the third baseman for the New York Yankees, and having that spotlight.
Comparatively, Brocious did this much, but yet he's loved this much.
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Yeah, really.
I love Scott Brocious. I still
Yeah.
remember him running off the field. Like I still remember that. But if you look at their statistical time with the Yankees, what Brocious's 4 years were, okay. He had a hot playoff series. Like anyway.
World Series MVP.
Yeah.
Anyway, not to digress. The topic that everyone's been really talking about, that I'm taking this on another right turn today, that everyone's buzzing about across the sports world, is the stupid looking helmets that they're wearing at NFL training camp. You guys see those yet? Anyone?
Oh no.
Oh
What happened?
Have not
man.
seen
So
this.
honestly, a bunch of players are ripping them. It's part of the players agreement now. It looks like you took like a foam golf ball head, like almost like Ethan, what the servers wear at Applebee's, TGI Friday, Max, Denny's, and South Park, and you put this giant
Oh, yeah.
foam thing over their head, and it's supposed to prevent head injuries. And I think it's great. They're doing it all through training camp, and I think through the first 2 preseason football games.
Wow.
Okay.
But to Packers All-Pro linebacker Devontae Campbell's point, why are we just doing, like, if it's that much safer, why is it okay suddenly to stop wearing them?
Yeah.
Why are we getting guys used to hitting with these things and then suddenly taking them off? Like, you're either making the game safe or you're not. Some game, I don't know. I think he's got probably the strongest point there, and he articulated it better than I did. But if you guys get a chance, take a look at what they're wearing in training camp now. They look goofy, but it's safer. It is to prevent head injuries, and I think it's progress. But again, I'm not sure why it's only in certain instances where they're requiring it, and other instances they're not. And
Are they the same looking ones as the ones they've been wearing in college and practices? Have you ever seen those ones?
I think they're even bigger, because we did helmet tags like that in high school too, but these are even bigger.
Wow.
They look like a bunch of inflatable pads on the radius of the helmet. So
yeah.
It's just interesting. I thought that was a very astute point that he made today, because he said I don't he didn't understand it, that he wished it was either one or the other, one way or the other. We're either making it completely safe or we're not, but don't have guys train with it for a couple weeks and stop using it.
Well, and what's weird to me too is to be wearing them during training. I mean, Matt, you obviously would know. I wouldn't know, but like, wouldn't the guys all be playing with like a lot less intensity than they're going to be playing in the actual regular season?
I think, well, there's less intensity, but I also think the point he was getting at is guys may be playing differently. They may be training differently. They may not be practicing their fundamentals about, we did form tackles every day, twice a day, to try and train yourself on how to tackle someone so that you wouldn't snap your neck. And he's saying that this is going to train people to hit differently when they have them on, because you got a bunch more padding on your head.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
I'm curious to see the fallout.
And speaking of the NFL, Deshaun Watson got suspended for 6 games, and that was it, right?
He got suspended by a judge for 6 games.
Yeah.
The league can still hand out more
Oh, this
Will
was just
they?
okay.
They
This
can
wasn't
appeal.
from.
Yeah,
This wasn't the NFL's official decision yet. This was from.
it was a
Okay.
mutually agreed upon arbitrator
Okay.
as per the contract for the Players Association of the NFL.
Now, do we think that the NFL is going to add on to that?
They can appeal it.
Who can appeal it? The
The
NFL
NFL. Yeah.
to make it longer.
Yes.
So a
But
judge, an arbitrator, gave only 6 games.
yes. And she cited
It was a woman judge.
it was a woman judge. I
Wow,
believe
the
she
plot
was
thickens.
African American too.
Holy fuck.
And she cited penalties for Ben Roethlisberger and Colin, who were the other ones? There's two other major cases, misconduct cases where
so like it was like the precedent. She was
yeah,
like,
but again, the equivalency there is tough. Ben was two people in a restaurant bathroom, right? And Deshaun's 25.
yeah.
And she even cited like the fact that he showed intent and he showed a pattern, and what she cited for that was his towel. And I thought this was brilliant because most massage therapists are going to provide sheets or towels to cover, your genitalia and kind of the nether regions. But Deshaun insisted on using his own, which was much, much, much smaller than the standard towel that most massage therapists will provide. And so he brought it to his appointments. He used it regularly. It sounds like the way she talked about it, it was part of his little shtick that he did, where he would start rubbing up against the therapists. Like, oops, my towel, it's too small.
Jesus.
So to quote my friend Matt, who's a friend of the show, Matt Seemiller, there was no announcement that was actually going to make people happy. He was going to be mad if he's mad about 6 games. He would be mad that it wasn't enough. If it was a year. He's pretty revolted and reviled and disgusted by the whole thing.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, if you bet on an NFL game and you compromise the integrity that way, you're suspended much, much, much longer than if you have fairly credible accusations from 25 massage therapists over a course of a long period of time.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
The
NFL.
Yeah. Gross.
Anyway. Grr.
What else we got to talk about?
Shit, I don't know.
I mean, we didn't actually really dig into the big trades at all.
No, we did. So who's Harrison Barnes?
Harrison Bader.
Bader. Okay, sorry. Harrison Barnes is a basketball player.
He's pretty decent. I remember hearing stuff about him maybe with like a trade or something last year or something like that. He was he got some Rookie of the Year votes in 2018. I think he's not having a great year this year, but he's still young, and I think he's got another. Is he team control through next year, Kyle? Do you remember?
I have no idea. I just know he's hurt.
Something like that. Yeah, he's hurt, but it's not a rental. There's team control beyond this year, which I think is how the Cardinals were able to get Monty out of the deal. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked at his like career numbers. I don't know how they stack up, but I think he's supposed to be decent. He's won a Gold Glove, but again, Gold Gloves, you never know. I always look at the actual defensive numbers because Gold Glove votes are terrible. I mean, Anthony Rizzo has won a bunch of Gold Gloves, and he is not a good defensive first baseman if you look at the numbers. So, and of course, Derek Jeter won like 5 Gold Gloves, and by defensive runs saved, he's literally the worst defensive player in history, regardless of position, as we have talked about, I think, before on the pod.
But he dove into the stands and got blood on his face.
And yes, and he did that play in the hole where he would run to he would run to his right, and then he would do the jump throw and everything like that, and it looked so cool and it looked so fancy and flashy. He must be so good. But yeah.
Can I say, are either one of you going to watch the Jeter doc?
Probably not.
Probably not.
No. Okay. So I just started watching it. It's decent, and they're talking about the Tony Tarasco, Jeffrey Mayer play in the ALCS in '96. Jesus, Lucas. 7-6 Mariners. Okay. And they're asking Derek, like, what's your reaction to it or whatever, and Jeter was like, I mean, it's pretty like after they show like all the evidence that like, yeah, it's definitely not going to be a homer, and like Mayer reached his glove out and blah 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 and everything, and Jeter was just like, he should have jumped.
Oh
Just like like typical Derek Jeter, like matter of fact, like
yeah.
he should have jumped, for the ball and
Right. I mean,
everything.
he's right though, right? If he makes a forcible contact with Mayer's glove,
Yeah.
then he has his case for fan interference.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I
Yes.
didn't want to take us off track there, but I thought that was funny.
Real quick, I'm looking at his numbers. Bader is solid. He in 2018 in 138 games, his rookie year, he was worth 3.4 WAR, 2.3 the next year. Last year in only 103 games, he was 3.9. And in each of those 3 seasons, 18, 19, and 21, where he played more than 100 games, his defensive WAR was 1.6, 1.6, and 1.7. And 1.7 was last year in only 103 games. So if he can get healthy and get back to what he was doing, we're talking probably like a 4 or 5 win player, which is like very good.
Now,
So there's some potential there.
with Judge Benintendi and Carpenter now, that league gives you Bader and Hicks too. What happens to Hicks? That
Right.
contract is looking pretty poor right now.
Yeah, that's a good question. I was wondering about that too. Like we do have like a fuck ton of outfielders.
Yeah, but is
Yeah,
Benny a rental?
Benny's a rental.
but I'm talking about just the end of the season, right?
Yeah.
Like,
What
what do we
about
do?
what's in the infield right now? Who? Let's see. Because where else can? Because Carpenter was a second baseman with
I mean,
Cleveland
I mean,
or Cleveland, St. Louis,
Marwin Gonzalez maybe is showing the door,
maybe.
Maybe.
which just
Or
stinks because he's actually had. I mean, he's been worth a win. I think this year he's been a good utility guy. He can play
yeah,
everywhere.
Yeah.
right. And then I don't know. It's weird. I feel bad for Booney. Cashman has like loaded him up because like he's supposed to find playing time for DJ, Rizzo, Carpenter, Glaber, right? All of those guys. Donaldson obviously just sticks at third, even though he's been good defensively this year, but offensively he's been bad.
Got an RBI double and a 2-run homer tonight, just to let you know.
Yeah, hopefully he's turning it around. And
Still
then in the
batting like
outfield,
210.
all the guys Matt just mentioned. We don't care about batting average on this podcast, Matt.
I'll never give up.
Oh my god. But yeah, poor Booney having to like make all those calls of like who gets like playing time when and shit like that, because a lot of those guys are playing well enough that they should be playing pretty much every day, and it's just not possible when you have like 5 outfielders and 7 infielders or whatever that are
Yeah.
all like good enough. So I
That's
don't know.
basically what Cash said today in his presser. He's like, my job is to make it so that the manager can make decisions at his discretion about when a player gets to play, coming off the bench, starting the game, like
Yeah,
make him have choices, give him depth,
yeah,
and everything
and I
else.
guess there
Like,
is some depth now. Yeah. Well,
yep,
I guess Bader's hurt, right?
yeah,
Um,
he could come back in September. They're saying.
And Stanton's hurt, right? Still.
Yeah, Stanton should probably next week or so, I would say.
And Sevy is on the 60-day IL.
Mid September at the earliest for him.
When do we need to just go ahead and give up and assume that Sevy is one of these guys who is just going to be injury plagued forever, like Steven Strasburg, and just
I
we need to
mean,
give up?
Sevy's only got one more year on his contract.
Yeah, I think we
Is that
talked
right?
about this on one episode. One
Yeah.
more year. It's a club option. Because he was, yeah, we did talk about it because he was pitching really well, like he does when he's healthy.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that club option looks pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah.
If he was a free agent, he would have gotten a big deal. But
Yeah, it looks good until it doesn't. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know, and that's what like the Monty deal is kind of head scratching. Like, your 5 right now is Cole, JMO, Nestor, Montaz,
And Herman?
and yeah, until Severino comes back.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess Cash must have just decided that like another
Or you get
outfielder
like
was more
Schmidt,
important. Yeah,
like
maybe Schmidt.
long opener starts or something like that. Or
Yeah.
I mean, whatever happened to Garcia? What, like I I mean, obviously they traded away Sears to get Montas, so they lose. He had a couple quality starts in spot starts. Like I don't
Yeah.
know. It did that is the one area.
Yeah, I'm
Even
still
though they
worried
got
about pitching.
Montas, I'm like, it just seems like they're a little weaker in the
Yeah.
starting pitching
Yeah.
department than they
Yeah.
were.
And because like Tyone and Nestor, they're not. Tyone's already been cracking. Nestor has a couple times too. There's no way they pitch the way they did in like the first couple months of the year. No chance, right? And
Yeah,
so
I
when
mean
they,
Nestor, I'd say I think Nestor has a longer track record. Like the debate that we've had on the podcast many times. Like
oh right, yeah,
you know,
sample sizes.
yeah, JMO's been in a big slump, including tonight. He had a bad start again,
Yeah.
and everything. But I could see Nestor being serviceable.
Yeah, I think he'll be solid. I think Tyone will probably be solid too. But I'm just saying, I don't feel super confident about this rotation going into the playoffs. Number one, I don't feel confident that Sevy's going to come back at all. Uh, and then even if he does, I still don't feel that confident. We don't know if he's going to be at 100%. Cole is he has not been the pitcher for the Yankees that $324 million contract that you would hope for, in my opinion.
I think we all knew that was going to happen.
Spider tag.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
But neither has Chapman. I mean,
But Chapman was incredible until this year.
But saying they no, he wasn't. They posted his stats since the spider tack ban took place last year.
Chapman?
Yeah, it's horrendous.
Oh, so him too, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
I
didn't know Chappie was a spider guy.
Oh yeah, you don't remember his first like three appearances after the spider tack went away? His spin rate dropped like 300 RPM, and he was suddenly not getting the swings and misses on his fastball.
Okay. Damn, I didn't know that. Okay, so he was really good until the spider tag ban. Wow.
He's been much better recently. He finally started throwing his fastball again.
3 game sample size.
I know. It's a very small one, but for him, like he is that streaky, right? Like he has one bad game, it turns into like 4 bad games.
Yeah.
He has one good game, he ends up having like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dominant outings. Like
I'm happy this is the last year of his contract.
Yeah, me too. And he's 34. Plus, he wasn't there like some domestic abuse shit?
Yeah,
that's how the Yankees got him in the first place.
Shot a rifle into the wall like 7 times.
Yeah, and speaking of, also Domingo Germán, like, why the fuck is he still on the team? They both need to go. Pisses me off. Because Germán also, same thing. Well, not same exact thing, but like sexual assault, domestic abuse, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cole, I don't know. Anyways.
I didn't mean to derail the conversation. I know this is kind of a meandering pod episode tonight.
This is a real meander.
Can I meander some more?
Yeah,
just
meander.
The stat I just looked up.
Keep going.
In nearly 100 fewer plate appearances, Jose Trevino, excuse me, there's the Enye in there.
Yeah, but we never see the Enye though. I'm confused about this.
Trevino has as many home runs as Gary Sanchez.
Fuck yes. That is
in
so
100
funny.
Fewer plate appearances.
Incredible.
Gary is worth 0.1 WAR, and Jose Trevino is worth 2.3.
Wow. Can you fucking believe it? Holy shit.
So
I mean, that is like a massive upgrade, a massive difference.
Yeah.
Kyle, like every time. I mean, you say it every time, and you are so right. The addition by subtraction.
Yeah. Yep.
Holy shit! I mean, my God.
I mean, it stinks that it took losing Gio to do that too. But I mean, that was the right move this year too. Like,
yeah, I don't think Gio's been any good. No, that division is so terrible. That's Gio's the only reason. That's the only reason that the Twins are in a playoff position right now. If they were playing in any other division, the way things are set up right now, like next year, it's not going to matter because it's going to be a balanced schedule finally, and they're not going to be able to play the Royals. Like, I mean, the fact that we lost to the Royals on Sunday is like terrible. They're so bad. And the fact that the Twins get to play them 18, 19 times a year or whatever it is, like That's
Yeah.
the only reason they're in a playoff position right now. Like that
Yeah.
team is a joke.
And by the way, this is a different position, but just speaking of these guys and their wars and stuff, somebody who has only 2.4 WAR, okay, solid season so far, but only 0.1 more than Jose Trevino, Carlos Correa. Everybody got so fucking pissed. Why didn't the Yankees go after him? Blah 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 blah. Jose Trevino has been as good as him, has been as valuable. I know it's a different position, but holy shit.
Okay, well, same position then.
Those same Yankee fans.
Well, let's
were
look. So
complaining-
IKF,
Same Yankee fans were complaining that Luke Voigt got traded.
IKF is 1.3.
Yeah.
That's solid. I mean, that's
Yeah.
only one win less than Correa. That's like solid. Yeah.
Now he still hasn't hit
like,
a home run.
Way less expensive. Yeah. But I mean, yeah. Amazing.
But also, we've got. I mean, again, here's the math that Cashman did. We've got a bevy of sinker ball pitchers, especially coming out of the bullpen, and we've got one of the best infield defenses in the whole league.
Which is so weird to think about, considering like the last couple of years.
Yeah. So we've got Glaber Comfy at second. We've got Roving DJ, who's the second highest WAR on the team this year.
Yeah.
And I think he's
really
tied
well.
for fourth or fifth in the league right now
Love it.
with his 4.4 WAR. Right? I think he was that high. I mean, I got the Baseball Reference page open right now.
Yeah,
4.4.
I'm coming around. I'm coming around on DJ.
I mean, his contract still, he's going to be old by the end of it, but
maybe he'll be like Paulie. Maybe he'll age well.
yeah.
You know.
So you've got that. You've got Donaldson, like Colin said. At least he's playing good D.
Yeah, he's playing good D.
Even though he's hovering around the Mendoza line, he's playing good D.
Yep.
Blah blah blah. Batting average doesn't matter. Right? Whatever. It's a
I know.
component of
I
baseball.
shouted out the good things he did tonight. He also made his 7th throwing error of the year.
Yeah.
But he has been good defensively overall. So.
He hasn't made any fielding errors. So
And Rizzo, while not maybe the Gold Gloves are a misleading stat, he is an upgrade over Hoyt.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I won't dispute that. Yeah. Yep.
Voit was a weightlifter who happened to play baseball.
Yeah, really.
and got hot for a 60 game season.
Yeah, which good for him. I mean, I'm glad he did it. It's kind of cool to say, but a good addition by subtraction there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, and I think we did cover. We didn't go into details about.
We didn't talk about Soto,
but
yeah, I mean that's the biggest thing. We didn't really talk.
Yeah,
about.
we talked about the Padres. We talked about the Mariners. We talked about the Orioles. We just didn't get specifically into the players and everything. Yeah. We just covered the teams more than anything else. But we can talk about whatever you want.
I mean, we're already like closing in on an hour here. So
what's some non-baseball stuff we can talk about? What's going on now? Nothing. Bring home Brittany Griner.
The rest of the world is depressing. I don't want to talk about that.
It's really hot right now.
I'm going to Germany in a month.
Oh,
Nobody
okay.
cares.
Yeah. So that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm going to be taking a train to be getting from place to place occasionally.
Oh, from the United States to Europe?
Yeah, I'm taking a train across the Atlantic Ocean, you fucking idiot. So taking a train in Germany, and I was just thinking about, being a Jew taking a train ride.
Okay, I'm glad you went there. I was about to say, you realize.
It's like
jokes
a little.
there.
It's a little weird. I don't know how I feel about it. Now, Europe has apparently a really amazing train system, and I am excited to take advantage of it. But there is something a little weird about it for sure. Yeah.
You're going to be there during Oktoberfest.
No, it'll be September. Wait, they don't do Oktoberfest in September, do they? Ugh, why is it called Oktoberfest?
It's like Greenland and Iceland.
That's the stupidest fucking thing I ever heard.
Got to make sure you get the beer.
Matt, do you have an answer?
Because October used to be the eighth month of the year.
Wait, really? Is that right?
OCT.
Yeah, but okay, but
Sept, 7, Oct, 8, November, 9,
September,
10.
September is
9.
the 9th month of the year.
Yeah.
So calling it Oktoberfest still doesn't make sense.
Probably when Oktoberfest first started is when the harvest actually was happening.
Huh. Interesting.
And then that, emperor guy decided to put
Yes, June and July in there.
Yeah.
It was Caesar, right?
Yeah. Yeah. July, June,
Yeah, and
Julius.
fucking narcissist. Yeah. I mean, to be an emperor, you got to be a pretty massive narcissist. So.
Also, if any of our listeners are history buffs, by the way, please correct us. Write in and correct us.
I mean,
I
there's
was
nothing
already
to
wrong
correct
about
us
the
on.
Schwarber acquisition. It happened after the Nationals won everything, I think. So
History buffs aren't gonna know more about baseball trades than us. They
what
might
about
know.
baseball history buffs? Peter Gammons,
Oh,
maybe.
sure. Yeah, Peter Gammons probably listens. The Schwab, he probably listens. You
Joe
guys remember the
Paz,
Schwab?
Joe, if you're listening.
Yeah, Joe Paz, I'm sure
friend of the
listens.
podcast.
Yep, friend of the podcast. Yep. Uh-huh.
Other friends of the podcast, cousin Greg, I appreciate the follow-up comments
Yeah, that
to
was cool. That was
our
fun.
comments to
Gave us all the answers that
the
his
kiddos,
kids gave.
yeah.
Yep, for all the questions. That was fun. Yeah, I enjoyed
yeah.
that. And they're younger. They're even younger. Fucking Alessio is 4.
Oh man.
Than we were guessing.
Sorry for our
Domenico.
profanity.
Domenico. My bad. Domenico.
He's only 4 for like 10 days.
Yeah, but still, he's really young. He's gonna be 5. And what was Alessio was like 6?
Yeah.
And then like 8 and 10 or something.
12.
Oh, okay. Still, whew. I don't know how he fucking does it, Greg.
I think we need to get Greg back on. I also want to. I feel like I want to talk to him about like pizza more.
Yeah, dude. He and his buddy made good pizza.
I know. I've got some like Philly area pizza questions for him. We went. Where was I the other day? Oh, we were at a restaurant in my hometown, and they were talking about like, oh, this is a Chester and Delaware County favorite, and it's like all they did was put the cheese down first, and then the sauce, and then the pepperoni. And I guess they were like, oh, this is like our own pizza thing here. And I was like,
oh my god.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Right.
They also had a corn pizza on the menu with like zucchini flowers stuffed with ricotta on it. That didn't seem like pizza either.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we gotta get some cousin Greg advice for Philly
yeah,
area pizza.
Definitely.
Yep.
And try to get him before the school year. The soccer season starts.
Oh right. Shoot! Yeah, he's Coach Greg now. He's not cousin Greg.
Got to defend the title, right?
That's right.
Coach of the year.
Yeah,
that's right.
Mm-hmm. Podcast's back to say goodbye.
That's right.
Meow. Nothing. No, he's feeling shy.
Meow.
Last week he didn't even have to do anything.
Yeah.
He was just crawling around.
All right, boys. We'll see you later.
All right, we did it.
Oof.
Oh, there it is.